I lugged my broken suitcase up 3 flights of stairs. I was glad I didn't get the room on the 4th floor, even though I had fussed about not getting the place I wanted, which was typical of me to raise a stink about not getting my way. Winded, I pushed the door open and looked down the corridor. It was times like this that I longed to be more athletic, but most book nerds, like me, were not inclined to take up sports. I started down the hallway. 303, the number pasted on the middle of the brown door. I glided a little farther to 305. I moved past lucky 307, and then stopped and stared at my door, number 309. Why couldn't I have lucky room 307? But it was time to be a man and accept the room I was given, which was, sadly, 309. "Why are you waiting? These boxes are heavy," Mother blurted out. "Sorry." I set my bag down and pulled the metal key from my pocket, slid it into the slot, turned, and shoved the door open. Dorm, sweet dorm, this was my new home. The room was larger than I had expected. The walls were bare, but the room contained all the proper furnishings: 2 beds, 2 small wooden desks with chairs, and a chest of drawers for each of us. "Hello." Startled, I blinked and gazed to the far side of the room. Hello," I said in a sheepish voice to the young man sitting on the bed near the window. He pointed to his chest and smiled. "I'm Kim Lu, your roommate." Kim was an Asian boy, shorter than me by a few inches, thin and bony like myself. He even wore glasses. Things were looking up. I'd never met any Asian kids. My mother sheltered me growing up. This might work out well. I heard or read somewhere that Asian children were brilliant. Maybe we could study together. He may even challenge me on an intellectual level. "Hi, I'm Gerald Dupickle," I smiled. "Are you going to introduce me?" Mother cut in. "Sorry," I pointed to my mom. "This is Lydia." "Lydia!" Her tone said it all. "I'm Gerald's mother. He's ashamed to call me Mom." She glared at me with her look. "Sorry, Mom." I bowed my head and noticed Kim had done the same. I had the feeling he knew what I was going through. I wondered if maybe he'd grown up in a similar environment, one with strict rules and a lack of fun. Perhaps he even came from a broken home like mine. My mind wandered as I sat the suitcase on the bed closest to the door. I wanted the bed farthest from the door. I had always had this phobia about being closest person to the door, but didn't want to start off on the wrong foot with my new roomie, so I kept my mouth shut. Kim and I didn't say much. He watched as I made several trips back and forth, bringing up a few boxes at a time. I wondered why he didn't offer to help. Maybe it was my mother, or the fact that I hadn't been here to help him bring his stuff in the room. Finally, the last of my things were in place. Mother grabbed me and gave me a long hug. I wanted her to be gone and get on with this new chapter in my life. But she held me tight and whispered things that my roommate could hear. "I love you bunches. You have fun and study hard. Don't forget to brush your teeth 3 times a day. Get a bath before you go to bed, and make sure you get to sleep by 9:30 every night, unless it's Saturday. Then you can stay up until 10. You know how you get if you don't get enough sleep." I half grinned, my face red with embarrassment. "I will, Mom, I promise," I said with the hope that she would leave before she said anything else that would embarrass me. I felt fortunate that Kim kept his back to me. I think he understood how I felt. "I love you too, Mom." Then she kissed me on the cheek. I watched as a tear traced down the side of her face. I smiled. There's no greater love than a mother's love. She turned and never looked back as she walked out the door and softly closed it behind her. Relief flooded me. I lowered myself and sat on the edge of my bed. "What would you like to do?" I hadn't noticed Kim staring at me. "What do you have in mind?" I asked. "I thought we could go check out the campus,"